Good afternoon, YouTube. It's your boy CW Production coming for you live and not red. I'm here to do another video about getting my bike stolen, and we're gonna get into it. Now, I remember when the first time I got that bike, I was so happy as hell. I'm talking about happy, like I feel excited. I ain't have to worry about depending on nobody. I ain't got to worry about asking for rides. I ain't got to worry about asking to catch an Uber or none of that, So I wind up, when I had got off work, I went around to Sporting Goods and I went to the bike department to go pick up a bike. That worked for me. That's a good fit. And so I wound up looking at this one bike. It's a Huffy bike. It was a cruiser bike. And it looked like a Debo bike. And so I wound up having to get one of the guys to go open the little thing to get the bike out. And so I wound up picking this one nice bike, and it was all black. You know what I'm saying? The hood was pretty dope. You know what I'm saying? The steering things was pretty dope. And that was old school. And so next minute, man, I wound up paying like $20-something for that bike. And then I wound up using my discount card, so it took like 10%. It took about 10% of the price off. And so the thing is, as soon as I walked the bike outside, I jumped on the seat and I started pedaling out of nowhere. And then I pedaled home for the first time. It only took me 2 hours to get back to the house. But the crazy thing about it, it was so hard to push myself to the hill because because it's a regular bike. But if it would have been different, if it was an electronic bike, then it would push me there faster, and I would have got there faster. And so next minute, I wind up getting through the hill as slowly. And I rolled past the gas station, and I was already in my neighborhood. I was close to my neighborhood. And I was riding right past this school that my little sister, my brother used to go to. And I kept straight right by these apartments that they built now. And then I rode to the neighborhood at first. I was riding right by that school that my little sister used to go to. It was an elementary school called Mackey. And then I was riding in my neighborhood, and I turned around. I was riding fast I can. And then I turned around, I made the left, and I was keeping straight. And then I turned around, made another right again. And then I pulled up to the house, and then I wound up letting my mama know that I got a bike. I guess she was asking me how did I get home. And I was like, she asked me, did I take an Uber? And I said, no. Did you walk? And I was like, nah, I caught a bike. I bought me a bike. And she was like, where'd you get that bike from? And I'm like, I got it from my job. She asked me how much I paid for it. And I was like, I paid about $200-something for it. So I wound up telling her like I needed this because that's my gift. You know what I'm saying? That's gonna be my ticket to get me back and forth to work. I ain't gotta worry about spending no money on no Ubers or none of that. And so I started using that bike I started utilizing that bike, going places on that bike. The first place I went to was the barbershop. And I thought it was far for me to get, and I thought it was a little far for me to go to the barbershop. It wasn't that far. So it took me 2 hours to get there because it was a regular bike. So meanwhile, as soon as I pulled up to the barbershop and I got my hair cut. And right after I got my hair cut, so I left the barbershop. I went to go get something to eat. And this before I went to go get something to eat. So I felt like I was finna pass out because my stomach was telling me that I need some food in my tummy. And then I went to go stop by Church Chicken to get something to eat. This is right after I got my hair cut. And then after that, so I sat there and ate for a couple minutes. And then I wind up give me a drink of tea and start drinking the heck out of it like I was hydrated because I felt hydrated. So I stayed hydrated, and then come out there real good. So I came out there feeling just right. You know what I'm saying? And then I rode it. I was rolling around past this neighborhood, and I was going as slow as I can. And I seen these two dogs was trying to chase me. So I was pedaling as fast as I can so they won't get me. I said, man, they can't get me now. And so meanwhile, I guess they went right back to the front yard. And I had my headphones on. I was listening to music. I was jamming. And everybody was looking at me like, man, I like that bike right there. That bike looks nice. I said, man, I appreciate it. You know. And then, so the first time I rode to work for the first time. I was riding from my house, riding it to my job. So I took this shortcut. Ma'am! Hold on, y'all. I'm sorry, y'all. Okay. Anyway, like I said, so I caught myself trying to take these shortcuts to get to my job, because I usually go right back past this store, right past the car wash, and then once I hit that Jack in the Box, I go right past that Jack in the Box, and then I go right past that bank that I was banking with a long time ago, and then once I hit that pharmacy place, I'd be halfway there. And so the first time I rode it there, and I got there to like almost 11 o'clock. I didn't get there until like 10:40 something, and it was almost time for the clock in. And so I was keeping that junk locked every time when I go to work. And so meanwhile, as soon as I was getting ready to leave work around 8 o'clock at nighttime, I had to experience that right there. So that's the crazy thing I got to experience, riding a bike at nighttime. So I ain't had no lights at that time. I ain't had no flashlight. I ain't had none of that. So I just had to ride with no lights because it was nighttime. I had to be careful. I wound up looking around to see if a car gonna hit me or not. So I wound up going right back to the sidewalk too, because I had to ride on the sidewalk at all times. And if I feel like it ain't no cars, then I feel free to get on the road for a minute, and then I get right back on the sidewalk. Because this will happen at nighttime. And so next minute, I had to wait until these cars come, because it be cars coming left and right, straight left and right. I'm talking about left and right. I had to wait 55 minutes for them to get there. So next minute, I just feel like the cars had stopped. So when it was red light, it was telling them to stop. So it was my time to go. So I wound up pedaling, make sure ain't no cars hitting me and none of that trying to go. So I'm turning around, this car trying to go, and I was like, oh, you better not. And so he stopped a little bit because I was going. And so I decided to take the long way to work. Not to work, I took the long way home. You know, and so the crazy thing about it, when it comes to riding on the hill, that's the hardest thing to do on the rear. When you're on the regular bike, that's why. Because it's gonna take you like 25 minutes to get to that hill, and then you be halfway there on the gas station on the last minute. And then when you get home, usually when I'm on the regular bike, it took me almost 2 hours to get home. It was a long, crazy ride, but I had to do it. But it is what it is. I made it home anyway. So I was riding that bike work every day, riding that bike at night every day when I get off. And I had to ride that bike at night to the house. And it was a scary thing. I ain't gonna lie, I was scared. And like, I'm thinking that somebody gonna try to run me over and this and that, and somebody gonna attack me. But the man upstairs was right beside me. And so my mama wound up buying me these old ring like things. And you gotta put them on your arm, put them on your wrist and all that. And when you be out there at nighttime, you'll see who's coming. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gotta worry about riding it when it's dark. Even though you got to, but you have these little light things on it. So I wound up buying me these two mirror things too. So I can see, so if a car comes or whatever. So I wound up putting so much work on that bike, bro. Like I done had 3 blowouts in that tire. The first blowout I had when I was on my way home, I had to ride that mug home. I had to walk that mug home all the way until when by the time when I got there, it was almost 10 o'clock. And then the second time when I had to walk that junk to my job. That's when I had the second blowout. And I ain't got there until like almost 12 o'clock. And so now that third one right there. Now this time, when I had a flat when I was going to the store, going to Family Dollar to go get something to eat, and then I wound up having a flat, and then I went to this gas station, and I went to the air thing to go pump my tire, and I was pumping that junk for a long time. The next minute that junk popped, and then the crazy thing is I had to walk that junk home, so that was waste time. And then the next minute I had to take it to one of my neighbors that stay there now, you know, and he wound up putting that bike on the back of his truck. So I had to get my money back because I thought I had the wrong tire, but I didn't. And so next thing I know, I said, look, man, whatever you do, just have that mud sitting ready by the time I get there on break. So he wound up calling me and letting me know my bike set. And then the next minute I went through automotive to go get my bike. And so next minute I turned around and I parked right by the pole. You know what I'm saying? And I parked it there and I locked it too, because I used to keep it locked every day. Every time when I go to lunch, when I go to Church Chicken, I used to keep that junk locked every day until it got stolen. But we're gonna get to the part 2. And so I was at work, doing my job, doing my hours, and then when I got off work, I left at 8 o'clock, and then I got on that junk. Wow, it felt so right. It felt so right that he got my bike fixed. Good thing about it, he aired it too. So next thing I know, when I got there at nighttime, he seen me riding, and I told him I appreciate it. And then around Christmas, well, it was almost close to Christmas was over. You know what I'm saying? And I left at 5 on Saturday. And then I had a flat again. You know what I'm saying? I said, you know what? I hope this time when I get this mud flat again, I hope it won't get flat again. I hope it ain't gonna be no problems like it was. Cause every time I keep flattening it gets flat again. If I keep airing it gets flat again. And so next thing I know, but this time, as soon as I got done flattening it, I had to test it again. As soon as I get done airing it, pumping it up. Hold on, y'all. I thought that I was gonna have a flat again. I thought that it was gonna go flat on me while I was riding. And so meantime, it didn't go flat on me this time. So I was good. So I guess I was straight. So my bike was straight though. So I guess I was good the whole time. And so I kept it for a good few months. And I was steady riding the bike every day when I go to work. and this and that. And now, so I kept it locked for a good few months. Even though when I'm at work, even though I'm in the barbershop, even though when I'm at the grocery store, whatever, I keep it locked every day. But this was how I really did messed up on when I went to lunch. You know what I'm saying? Which is I should have did. You know. Now, that last time I rode that junk to work, it was when that's the last time I went to work. This one I rode it in. And this one is finna get to the point that I got it stolen. It's like, I just rode this junk to my job. I pulled up to my job for a minute. And then I went to work and I had it locked. And then when it was time for me to go to lunch around 5 or 6 o'clock in the afternoon, and then I left my job and went to go get something to eat, and I ate at Church's Chicken. And man, I thought I had that mug locked too, like a dummy. I wound up unlocking it. I left that junk unlocked like a dummy too, and I thought I locked it, but I didn't. I just had it unlocked like a stupid ass, like I did. And so meanwhile, I'm ordering my food. You know what I'm saying? And I'm thinking that my bike is safe. You know, so I said I'm gonna leave it unlocked for a minute. Ain't nobody gonna get in none of that, man. Who knows? Ain't nobody. And so then, as soon as I got my food and I was eating in peace, having a good lunch, you know what I'm saying? It was an hour lunch, and then it was time for me to go back. So by the time I finished my food, I threw my trash away. I said, you know, I'm finna pedal right back to my job. And what I tell y'all, man, as soon as I got back, as soon as I was finna leave, I walked out that door. Somebody stole my stuff. I was like, man, who the freak stole my bike, bro? My dumb butt didn't even keep it locked this time. That's one thing I messed up. I ain't even keep it locked this time. It wound up getting stolen. And so the next minute I wound up asking one of the staff, I said, look, sir, have y'all seen the bike, a black cruiser bike? Did you see somebody took my bike? And then he was like, no, I think the other guy got it. I'm like, y'all tripping, man. Y'all ain't know him. And so then I left the store. I kind of got hot at them because they act like they don't want to help a nigga. And so next thing I know, I went over there to the police department. I tried to let them know, like, look, I asked the police, I said, look, sir, have you seen a bike? It's a cruiser bike, it's black, you know what I'm saying? It got the tires on there and this and that. I'm trying to explain it what it looked like. And then the thing is, he's talking about, oh yeah, I seen you riding it earlier. That's okay. So you telling me that you seen me riding it earlier. So that's telling me that you seen the man took off on my bike while I was eating. So that let me know that you wasn't paying attention. Like, that don't make no sense for you to watch somebody take my stuff and run away with it. So that letting you know that you wasn't paying attention. You wasn't on your P's and Q's. And so I'm over here just looking all the way, looking everywhere for the bike. Looking to see where behind the dumpster. You know what I'm saying? Looking to see if it's right where Little Caesars there and all that type of stuff. I was looking everywhere. And so meanwhile, I wound up asking one of the security. This some old bull stuff security. He didn't even know what he was doing. I was telling this man, like, look, it's the black bike, you know what I'm saying? It's a cruiser, it's a Huffy and everything. So I guess that he didn't even get it quite clear that he don't understand. So I just said, you know what, these men ain't no help. I'm gonna just go right back to work. I'm gonna look for it when I get off. And then when I tell you right now, man, I wind up going right back to work. I had to walk right back to work. I was so mad you didn't even know it. And then I ain't went back to work till it was almost time for me to go to work. And it was almost time to go home. You know what I'm saying? And like, nigga. So now I went to work, so I kept my mind off for a minute because that took everything from me. And that was a good bike too. And so I wind up doing my last hour, finishing my last shift. As soon as I get done finishing my last shift, I went to my last break, my last 15. So my last 15 was up. So I walked over there and see if it was my bike somewhere around. Cause I'm thinking that cause they probably rode it for a minute and put it right back to where they got it. Cause most people do that. And so I wind up checking behind the dumpster again. I wind up checking right behind the police department again. And then I tried to see if the policeman was there, but they wasn't there. And so I was looking everywhere for that bike, bro, because I wasn't gonna let that go. And so meanwhile, my mind was telling me like, CW, bro, that bike is gone. That bike is gone. So you need to just take that loss. So I was like, man, I'm finna just go ahead and take that loss, bro, because ain't nothing I can do. You know what I'm saying? The bike is gone. You know what I'm saying? That was my only ticket to get to work, and it ain't there no more. So that was my fault for leaving it unlocked. I should have locked it for the first place. I should have left it unlocked for the first place. I should have locked that junk. But if I would have unlocked that junk, if I would have never left it unlocked, I would have still had it. So I wind up catching the Uber to the house. And I'm thinking in my mind like, man, if I see this cat, I'm gonna do something to him. I'm gonna snatch him out. But I just said, nah, I'm gonna let God deal with it. You know what I'm saying? It's like this. It's like I don't look back on it because, because it was a mistake. It's the past. I left it where it said, and I got me a new bike now. I got an electric bike now, and it goes faster too. But I learned my lesson by leaving my bike unlocked like that. Because that was a dumb move right there. And yeah, man, that's how I wound up getting my bike stolen. So yeah, but anyway, like I said, man, it's your boy CW Production, you understand, So whatever y'all do, y'all like this video, make sure y'all like and subscribe, you know what I'm talking about, So yeah, so I hope y'all have a good day and a blessed day, and stay safe. We up out of here. Well, business. Yeah.